Hey everyone, ZCrazyG here, back with another quick Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time video. Nothing too crazy, and I am a little late to this, I know, but I just wanted to cover the brief bits of information we learnt about the game during the Gamescom livestream and the IGN interview. During the livestream, there was a brief live-action skit showing Crash travelling and meeting the Gamescom robot, and we saw a slight glimpse at some new gameplay that we hadn't seen before. Afterwards, Jeff Keighley had a short interview with Lou Stutter, the game's producer. He went on to explain that this gameplay was from a new type of level slash collectible that they are introducing called Flashback tapes. How these tapes work is that you have to find them within the game's regular levels, but in order for them to appear, you have to make it to them without having died once in that level. Very similar to how the Death Fruits worked in the original trilogy, and collecting these tapes will unlock these flashback levels. These are stages that are set chronologically in the 90s before Crash 1, and are meant to be styled as recordings of Crash and Coco going through tests when Cortex was still experimenting on them. So these act as bonus levels, though by looking at them, they are very clearly designed to be really difficult. The design is very tight and claustrophobic with a smattering of TNT and nitro crates. They did state that these are designed like puzzles, where it's focused on figuring out how to traverse these stages, and from the looks of things, it's utilizing a lot of new elements to the game in creative ways as well, like the time crates. And I'm really liking the look of these. I'm always down for some really good, really tight, well-designed platforming, so I'm happy. And from a story perspective, it also gives us a cool look at elements prior to the series. We already have a sense that Crash 4 is more story-focused, and this is just another way that they are expanding on that. In the IGN interview with Lou Stutter, he tells us how Cortex will give commentary over these flashback levels as he is conducting these experiments. Another slight detail that he sort of danced around was when he said that you would hear Cortex and the other scientists commenting on Crash's progress.
And so from a storytelling perspective, it was really fun for us to come up with some fun lines and some fun audio for Cortex and some of the other scientists, where they're really positive on Crash's progress and they're really excited to see what he could become.
That's kind of interesting. He says the other scientists, as the only other scientist that we know of who was around at that point in the story was Dr. N.Brio. And maybe the fact that he didn't mention a particular name could maybe indicate that he's trying not to reveal the fact that he could be in the game. It's a bit of a stretch, I know, but it's still an interesting thing to think about if this character were to make a comeback. And considering that this picks up from the original trilogy and the last time we saw him was when he was working with Crash to defeat Cortex, it sets up an interesting angle for how he could affect the story of Crash 4. Anyway, that is all I have to discuss with you today. Nothing too insane, but just cool to see more and more little details as we get closer to launch. And it is crazy to think that we're little over a month away from release. The time has just flown by. But with that, thank you guys all so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.